Welcome back to IoT Journal. Today we're breaking down something that quietly changes how you'll flash, debug, and deploy ESP32 hardware, ESPConnect, and the web serial API behind it. No IDEs, no drivers, just a browser tab and a USB cable. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how it works under the hood, why it's secure, and where teams are already using it, from commercial products to classrooms to emergency field repairs. If you're into IoT, embedded systems, and edge computing, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Let's get into it. Flashing firmware used to mean installing gigabytes of software, hunting for drivers, and hoping nothing broke. ESP Connect and the Web Serial API just changed that. Now, a browser tab can talk directly to an ESP32 chip. No backend, no install, just a USB cable and a web page. This is the browser to silicon revolution. Here's the old workflow in 3 painful layers. Layer 1, heavy IDEs. Gigabytes of Arduino IDE, VS Code with Platform I/O, or ESP just to deploy basic code. Layer 2, driver hell. Hunting down and manually installing CP210X or CH340 USB to UART drivers. Layer 3, the deployment bottleneck. Hours wasted in setup for developers, and an almost insurmountable barrier for end users. 3 layers of friction before a single line of firmware even gets flashed. So how does ESP Connect skip all of that? The engine. It's built on the Web Serial API and Espressif's own esptool.js. The link? A direct, low-level serial connection over a single USB cable. And the paradigm shift? 0 local backend software, 0 server installation. The browser is the tool. Let's put the 2 workflows side by side. Legacy toolchain. Gigabytes of IDEs, manual driver installs, built for engineers and developers only, and 30+ minutes to your first flash. ESP Connect. Just a modern web browser, native OS handling, open to developers, clients, and end users alike. And 30 seconds to first flash. Same hardware, a completely different barrier to entry. The first capability is 0 install firmware flashing. Drag and drop your binaries, bootloader.bin, partitions.bin, app.bin, straight from the browser. It's direct browser to silicon. Bypass the IDE entirely. Granular control. Users select and flash exactly the compiled files they need. The impact? End users and clients can update devices themselves without ever touching an IDE. Capability 2, a real-time web serial monitor. An embedded console gives you native debugging right inside the browser. High-speed support runs at custom baud rates, including 115,000, 200, and 900, 21,600. And it's two-way communication. Inspect boot logs, debug stack traces, and send serial commands with 0 external software. Capability 3, partition and memory inspection. 4 sectors, 4 answers. Chip ID, MAC address, flash size, and partition layout, all pulled straight from the chip. The benefit is instant, low-level hardware validation before you ever push a new firmware update. So what's actually happening under the hood? 3 steps. Step 1, the request. The browser asks for explicit, user-gated permission to access the local COM or TIE port. Step 2, the handshake. esptool.js runs inside WebAssembly, negotiates the baud rate, and sends the reset sequence over det and RTS lines to trigger ROM bootloader mode. Step 3, the stream. The browser streams the firmware directly over the USB serial bridge, straight into internal or external SPI flash. Request, handshake, stream. That's the entire pipeline. Naturally, the question is this safe? Strict user gating says yes. Web apps can't scan or access COM ports automatically. Every connection needs explicit user interaction and permission. On compatibility, broad support across Chromium-based desktop and Android browsers, Chrome, Edge, Brave, Opera. One note, Safari and iOS are currently unsupported due to Apple's platform restrictions. Let's look at where this actually gets used. First, commercial onboarding. The environment, customer-facing deployment and updates. The execution, companies provide a simple URL. Users plug in their IoT device and execute low-level updates with a single click. The ROI, no more costly IT support tickets, no more physical product returns just to update embedded software. Second profile, workshops and education. The environment, makerspaces, university labs, coding workshops. The execution, instructors simply point students to a web page, URL, to flash their very first program. The ROI, it recovers the first hour of class, the hour historically lost to troubleshooting driver installs across a dozen different student laptops. Third profile, OTA fallbacks for when things go wrong in the field. The environment, bricked device recovery, out in the field. The execution, when OTA updates fail, field technicians recover devices on site using nothing more than a web serial compatible browser on an Android phone or a laptop. The ROI, zero specialized diagnostic equipment, zero pre-configured engineer laptops needed for emergency maintenance. Zoom out, and here's the real shift. Engineers used to need IDEs, compilers, deep driver knowledge. Technicians needed pre-configured scripts, CLI tools, IT support. ESPConnect collapses both of those rings into one, everyone. It structurally moves hardware deployment out of the engineering silo and places the power of low-level flashing directly into the hands of end users and field operators. Want to build this yourself? 3 steps. 1. Compile your binaries, bootloader, partition tables, and core app code. 2. Host the interface. Integrate the lightweight esptool.js script into your product's own web support page. 3. Empower your users. Just point clients to Chrome or Edge for instant, zero-touch updates. Hardware deployment, finally as simple as browsing the web. End the era of driver hell and bloated toolchains. Connect your ESP32, open ESPConnect, and experience the zero-install workflow today. If this saved you from driver hell, subscribe to IoT Journal for more deep dives like this one. See you in the next video.